Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Reckless Paradise podcast. I am your host, Dystro, and tonight's episode, it is another Career Dives episode. This one in particular, it is a very synonymous career that I am going to be looking over today. It is one masked luchador, Mr. Rey Mysterio Jr., or just Rey Mysterio. Um, this is going to be an interesting career dive because I don't really know much of his career, except for he trained in Mexico, and then he went to ECW, then went to WCW, and then WWE, where he has remained to this point. So let's kind of go on into this here. So Oscar Gutierrez Rubio, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, I'm so sorry, better known as the ring name Rey Mysterio, is an American professional wrestler. He is signed to WWE where he performs on the Raw brand, widely regarded as both one of the greatest luchadors and cruiserweight wrestlers of all time. Mysterio is an inductee of the AAA Hall of Fame, Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame, and WWE Hall of Fame. The nephew and trainee of Rey Mysterio, Mysterio began wrestling on the independent circuit in 1989 at the age of 14 before signing with AAA in 1992. After brief stints in ECW, WCW, Wrestling Association R, Mysterio had signed with WCW in 1996 and then helped shape and popularize the Lucha Libre in the United States and also cruiserweight wrestling too in WCW. So, he was born in 1974. He's 51. He's still pretty good for fucking 51. I love that it says there's two children, including Dominic. Rey Mysterio Sr. is his uncle, and El Hijo de Rey Mysterio is his cousin. So he was under so many different names coming up, and I guess in the first one is Corubron, Colibri, La wow, La La Garitra Verde. I know that means green. El Nino, Rey Mysterio 2, Rey Mysterio Jr., Rey Mysterio, and then Rey Mysterio Jr. But the Mysterio is, in the first one, it's with an I, and then Rey Mysterio, the current day one, it's with a Y. Debuted on April 30th of 1989, which is crazy. So, he won the Cruiserweight Championship 5 times, the WCW World Tag Team Championship 3 times, and the Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships once, which that was not very good. Not very good at all. Sorry, not very good at all. He also lost his mask in a, I think it was, I could be wrong, but I think the match was it was Kevin Nash's career versus Rey Mysterio's mask or something. And then he worked unmasked until 2002, which is still pretty good to this day. So following the closure of WCW in 2001, Mysterio wrestled for various promotions, including CMLL, the WWC, the X Wrestling Federation, and then he wrestled in WWE. He stayed with WWE until 2015, winning the World Heavyweight Championship twice, WWE Championship once, Cruiserweight Championship 3 times, Intercontinental Championship twice, United States Championship 3 times, the WWE Tag Team Championships 4 times, and winning the 2006 Royal Rumble. Mysterio departed WWE in 2015, appearing in promotions like New Japan Pro Wrestling, Lucha Underground, and AAA He returned to WWE in 2018, joined by his son Dominique. Um, so Oscar, I'm going to call him by his shoot name, Oscar, made his debut in Mexico on April 30th of 1989. He was 14 years old, which that's fucking crazy. He was trained by his uncle Rey Mysterio, and wrestled early on in Mexico, where he learned the lucha libre high flying style that has been his trademark. He has ring names such as the Green Lizard, and Colibri, which is Hummingbird. Before his uncle gave him the name of Rey Mysterio Jr. in 1991. While wrestling in Mexico as Colibri, Mysterio was named Most Improved Wrestler. So then we go into AAA territory from 1992 to 1996. Mysterio had feud with Juventud Guerrera. Mysterio's uncle, Mysterio Sr., also took Guerrera in a tag team match. Mysterio Sr. and Mysterio Jr. versus Guerrera and his father, Feruza Guerrera. Um, wow, that's crazy. In 1994, Mysterio participated in the co-promotion event between AAA and WCW, AAA When Worlds Collide. Mysterio credited their event as the reason WCW noticed them, which that is kind of true nowadays. Then, Mysterio signed with Paul Heyman's ECW in 1995, debuted on September 16th of 95 at Gangsta's Paradise, defeating Psychosis, which was also his ECW debut. Side note, I always forget that Psychosis and Juventud Guerrera are two different people. I always just mistaken them for like the exact same freaking people. But I know Psychosis and Juventud Guerrera, they've always worn masks, until they got unmasked in later years. Which is crazy. So, the feud between the two began, which included a 2 out of 3 falls match at South Philly Jam and a Mexican death match in November to Remember 1995. Mysterio went on to have a series of matches with ECW newcomer Juventud Guerrera during early 1996. He also wrestled his final bout for ECW at Big Ass Extreme Bash in March of 96, defeating Guerrera. And then we go into WCW territory, which he was there from 96 to 2001 when it closed. So, Mysterio made his WCW debut on June 16th, 1996 at Great American Bash, challenging Dean Malenko for the WCW Cruiserweight Championship in a losing effort. At Bash at the Beach, later on in the year, or the next month, I should say, he defeated Psychosis in number one contenders match to earn another opportunity at the Cruiserweight Championship, which he won for the first time, defeating Malenko the next night on WCW Monday Nitro. He had successfully defended the title against Ultimate Dragon, which is Ultimo Dragon, thank you, at Hog Wild on August 10th. Malenko at Clash of the Champions. That's 33. The 5 days later, at Super Calo at Fall Brawl in September. On October 27th at Halloween Havoc, he lost his title back to Malenko, and then Mysterio challenged Ultimate Dragon. I don't know why they keep saying Ultimate Dragon. It's Ultimo Dragon. It's Ultimo Dragon for the J Crown in a losing effort at World War III. Which, not gonna lie, Mysterio around this time in 96, going against Dean Malenko, Psychosis, Ultimo Dragon, Super Calo, and, losing to freaking Dean Malenko and Ultimo Dragon within the exact same month or same year, that's gotta be a freaking record, dude. Like, he's having all-time banker matches within the Cruiserweight division. So, on February 23rd, 1997, he faced Prince Iaukea for the TV Championship at Super Bowl 7, but lost after being attacked by Lord Steven Regal. Ah, yes, Lord Steven Regal. I love Lord Steven Regal around that time. Mysterio also lost the title rematch at Uncensored on March 16th. Soon after, Mysterio began a feud with New World Order, culminating when he lost a Mexican death match to NWO member Conan at Road Wild on August 9th. Then, Mysterio was involved in a feud with his real life friend and cruiserweight champion Eddie Guerrero. Which, if you haven't seen that match, go watch it because it's freaking amazing. Still holds up many, many years later. From '97 to now, still holds up. Um, whom he defeated in a title versus mask match at Halloween Havoc to win the Cruiserweight Championship for the second time. But then on the November 10th episode of Nitro, he lost the title back to Guerrero as well in a rematch at World War III on November 23rd. On the January 15th, 1998 edition of WCW Thunder, Mysterio defeated Juventud to win his third Cruiserweight Championship, but lost it 9 days later to Chris Jericho at Sold Out. I think it's crazy that I think it's crazy that where it goes, from like WCW going into WWE at that time, like when it goes into WWE, like before Ray goes to WWE, like Guerrero's gone, like Malenko's gone, Jericho's gone, Perry Saturn's gone, like a lot of the upper mid to like cruiserweight division people that he's had like fights with before, like matches with before, I should say, like they're all gone to WWF. So he lost it 9 days later to Chris Jericho at Sold Out. But then after the match, Jericho continued the beating by using a toolbox he found at ringside. This storyline was used to cover Mysterio's need for a knee operation that kept him out of the ring for 6 months. I think this is the infamous, like, my left knee thing that was going on here. At Bash at the Beach on July 12th, Mysterio returned and defeated Jericho for his fourth Cruiserweight Championship the next night. However, the result was overturned, and the belt returned to Jericho due to Dean Malenko interfering. And then, later that year, Eddie Guerrero formed the Latino World Order, spin-off of New World Order, which had legs. It did have legs. Which included every luchador in the promotion. Like I think it had oh god, what was it? It was like it had El Dandy, I think. Let's see here. I'm trying to think here. Well, because this was like when Eddie Guerrero had like a real life conflict with Eric Bischoff at the time. Um, let's see. Oh, okay. So it had Psychosis, La Parca, Hector Garza, and Juventud Guerrera, and then it would go into having Rey Mysterio in the group. And then like after that, it kind of just like disbanded a little bit. But now I think like the New World Order now, like it has some legs still. Like it's not what it used to be, but it is what it is. So back to the thing here. Um, so including winning a match against longtime rival and LWO member Psychosis at Road Wild, but he was forced to join the group after losing a match to Eddie Guerrero. Mysterio's off-and-on tag team partner Billy Kidman joined him during the feud with LWO, wrestling against the NWO, LWO. I keep wanting to say NWO. LWO, despite Mysterio being part of the group. Mysterio faced Kidman for the Cruiserweight Championship at Starrcade, December 27th, 1998, 6 days after my actual shoot birthday, but it was unsuccessful in a triangle match featuring Juventud. at Sold Out the next year, Mysterio failed to win the title from Kidman in a four-way, which also included Psychosis and Juventud. Because I know like they were trying to stack the deck against Billy Kidman in that match. I haven't watched that match yet. I have high hopes with that. So maybe I should watch that for some research here. It had 330,000 pay per view buys, so I guess that says something. So um, after the two factions of NWO reformed, they demanded that the LWO disband. So then this led to the match at Super Brawl 9. Yes, that is 9. Um, I can't remember my freaking numerals. I'm sorry. Um, so this because it was Mysterio and tag partner Conan lost a hair versus mask match against Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. So Ray and Conan versus Outsiders, okay, forcing Mysterio to remove his mask. After the match, he phoned his uncle to tell him the news. Mysterio has publicly expressed his disappointment after being unmasked. So this is what a statement had said from Rey Mysterio. He said, I was strongly against it. I don't think WCW understood what the mask meant to me, to my fans, and my family. It was a very bad move on their behalf. The fans wanted Rey Mysterio with a mask, and losing it hurt me a lot. It was also frustrating that it didn't come as a climax to a feud with another masked wrestler, but in a throwaway match. The same thing happened to Juventud and Psychosis, and psychologically wise, it was a bad move by Eric Bischoff. I think the fans understood that I was in a position where I had no option, either had to lose my mask or lose my job. Which, truth be told, gotta do what you gotta do for the business, you know? So, following Super Bowl, Mysterio became a giant killer, defeating large opponents such as Kevin Nash, Bam Bam Bigelow, and Scott Norton. Which I don't know how the Scott Norton versus Rey Mysterio match would go, but okay. Uncensored on March 14th, he lost to Nash after interference from Lex Luger. The next night, the March 15th edition of Nitro, he defeated Billy Kidman to win his fourth Cruiserweight Championship. And then on the March 22nd episode of Nitro, Mysterio got his first shot. This is his first shot at the WCW World Heavyweight Championship against champion Ric Flair when the names of allegedly nearly everyone in the company were put into a hat and a lottery was held. El Dandy was the lottery winner, but he was injured and Mysterio took the shot instead. The match ended with a DQ win for Flair, even though R. Anderson's interference on Flair's behalf should have theoretically disqualified Flair. The following week, Mysterio and Conan defeated the Flair's Four Horsemen, stablemates Chris Benoit and Demon Lincoln. That sounds like a pretty fucking good match, too. To win the WCW World Tag Team Championships, making Mysterio a double champion. Mysterio successfully defended his Cruiserweight Championship against his tag team partner Billy Kidman at Spring Stampede that year, before losing the title on the April 19th episode of Nitro to Psychosis in a Fatal 4-Way, which also involved Juventud Guerrero and Blitzkrieg. I don't remember him there very much from Blitzkrieg, but I know like he was like a freaking good wrestler too. I mean, he had a really good Asai moonsault. Hell of a athlete there. The following episode of Nitro, he defeated Psychosis for his fifth Cruiserweight Championship. Jesus Christ. At Slamboree on May 9th, Mysterio and Kidman lost the World Tag Team Championships to Perry Saturn and Raven in a triangle match, also involving the former champions Benoit and Malenko. Slamboree. Okay, so that was 99? Yeah, that was 99. 195,000 pay-per-view buys. Ooh. Maybe I should watch that for like research or something. Oh, that was the opening bout. Wow, okay. That's crazy. Let's see. I mean, it doesn't look like much, but you know, I would have to give it a chance. I have to give it a chance because it's like you just never know. You know, like, it could be good. You know. Slamboree 99. Okay, I might have to watch that and check that out. So he has in mid 99. Mysterio and Conan joined Master P's No Limit Soldiers and feuded with the West Texas Rednecks, which is a group um, headed by Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect. No Limit Soldiers, huh? Mr. P. Okay, so okay, it was an actual rapper. Um, so like they feuded with the West Texas Rednecks. Man, that's hard for me to say. Defeating Bobby Duncombe Jr. and Kurt Hennig, of course. At Bash of the Beach, they won a 4-on-4 elimination tag match against them. Uh, so I'm guessing that was what? It was Conan and Ray versus like. So okay, it was Conan, Ray, Swole, okay, and then BA. Oh, Brad Armstrong. Okay, that's cool actually. Okay. And the West Texas Rednecks was Kurt Hennig, Bobby Duncan Jr., Barry Windham, and Kendall Windham. Okay. Oh yes, this was uh the show where it was the Junkyard Invitational, and it was just like not very good. It was not good at all. Oh man. So uh it goes on to like saying like he won the tag titles with Conan, and all that stuff. First Family, okay. Oh, okay. Um, so then Kidman substituted for Mysterio with Conan during the title defense against Harlem Heat in the First Family at Halloween Havoc 6 days later. This was 99 too. Who was the First Family? First Family was Brian Knobs and Hugh Morris. Okay, this match was Harlem Heat versus Filthy Animals versus the First Family. Went 5 minutes in a street fight for the World Tag Team Championship. That is fucking crazy. Uh, oh my god, This sounds like a very bad show. I don't know how I got 230,000 pay per view buys, by the way, but okay, we here. Um, let's see. Going into like the final days of WCW. Got WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships, and then was sold to the WWF. He went to work for CMLL for 10 matches, and then went to the United States, where he worked in IWA Mid South, Excitement Wrestling Federation, Heartland Wrestling Association, with the likes of Eddie Guerrero and CM Punk. Um, I went to Puerto Rico for the WWC, which was the World Wrestling Council, defeating Eddie Colon, which is Carlito. Uh, or no, Eddie Colon. No, that's Primo. No, Primo, Epico, Primo. Yeah, Primo. Yeah, okay. That's crazy. And then holding the belt until he lost it back to Colon on April 6th. Okay. And then he gets signed to WWE in 2002. Has a very good match with freaking Kurt Angle at SummerSlam that year. Teams with Edge, does a crazy cool stuff. Loses he wins the Cruiserweight Championship from Chavo, or no, like he does like a lot of crazy cool stuff. Um, because like World Heavyweight Champion and all that stuff. Um, but like a lot of the stuff that he went through at that time, like a lot of the WCW guys coming in from when it got closed, they had a hard time, um, kind to adjust to the WWE style of the ring, um, because like it was just like the ring was bigger, and I think it was like because like I think I remember hearing from the Deadlock podcast, like the WWE rings were 20 by 20, and I think the WWE or the WCW rings were like 18 by 18, I think. But like he does some cool shit like on the independent circuit. Like he was at All In 2018. He was in Lucha Underground for a quick spell. Um, because he like he he was there. I think on season he was there on season two, and then at the end of season three, he lost a match to Cueto, Dario, Mastanza Cueto, aka Jeff Cobb, aka JC Mateto, who then really attacked Mysterio, implying that he had been killed off and would not be returning for season 4. But it was also confirmed that Mysterio would not return for season 4 as he had chosen to not renew his contract with Lucha Underground. I think the 4 seasons of Lucha Underground, it got bigger and badder for those 4 seasons, but after I think it was like the fourth season, I just didn't really care. Fourth season was like it was okay, but it was just like the temple wasn't the temple, and it wasn't what it was supposed to be. Which kind of sucks. It actually kind of sucks. Because when you think of Lucha Underground, you think of the temple, and plus of all the crazy shit that went on in there. Um, so he leaves there. He goes to New Japan Pro Wrestling. At the June 9th show in 2018, which I think I can recall. So he was in the 6-man tag with Hiroshi Tanahashi and Jushin Liger. Awesome. Uh, Facing the Bullet Club of Cody, Hangman Page, and Marty Scurll. Man, I miss Marty Scurll. Marty Scurll, yeah. Uh, Also, that Hiromu Takahashi versus Will Ospreay for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. That actually sounds pretty sick. I think I remember watching that match too. Oh yeah, and this was the Omega Okada over an hour, no time limit, 2 out of 3 falls match for the championship. That was actually a really good match. So then going to Triple A for the second time, and then going into WWE 2018, and he is still there to this day. Um, I would say the first go around that he had in WWE, from '02 to when he leaves, it wasn't. It was something that could have had a lot of promise. Because he he comes in, has a lot of buzz around him, and he goes into a match with Chavo Guerrero, who he's known since WCW. He goes into a feud with Kurt Angle. He teams up with Edge and does stuff against Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle. Then you evolve Los Guerreros into the mix, and you have the SmackDown 6 stuff. And then, he goes into various other feuds with Randy Orton, Undertaker, and then, we have the Royal Rumble win in the aftermath of Eddie Guerrero passing away in '06. Then you have all these other kind of mid card kind of feuds, but when he wins the world championship at WrestleMania 22, it's they didn't see him being a main event level guy. Because when you think about it, he's on weekly TV, he was getting jobbed out kind of to bigger, larger dudes. If you think about Mark Henry, Great Khali, Kane, and all that stuff, he was getting jobbed out to all those guys, which sucks because he's your world fucking heavyweight champion, and he's getting jobbed out to some people that was not even in a storyline at all, which is mind-boggling to me. So then he's better as a mid to upper mid card level guy. He can take the United States Championship or the Intercontinental Championship, or even hell if the Cruiserweight Championship was still around at that point, he can take those belts to up higher heights. but it's like the destination, how to get there. You gotta like get it to that level. Um, I've also think like the feuds that he's had against like other people, like the feud against Chavo Guerrero, the feud against Eddie Guerrero. You gotta think about the feud that he had with Chris Jericho in the spring of '09, going into the summer of '09. Um, the feud with CM Punk that kind of got a little personal a little bit. Um, like some of the feuds that he did on the indies, like uh Mysterio versus like Johnny Mundo's group, like the I can't remember the name of that group, but like you gotta like think about it like that. Um but then like he comes back to WWE, he's got some years on him a little bit, but like he's trying to put over some of the younger talent that's going to be there for the long term. Like off the top of my head, you think about the matches that he had with Andrade. I mean, like he's had feuds with like Randy Orton before. Like from when he first was in WWE to current day. Like it's night and day with some of these uh feuds and matches and all that stuff. Um, so then you have the Latino World Order stuff. Kind of coming into play here a little bit. Um, So then it says on at the end here, um, on January 15th of this year, he had appeared to open the episode to mark the beginning of the weekly show moving forward on Fox. Oh, so this is the AAA show, kind of on Fox. And then he was actually in Saudi Arabia for Royal Rumble that day, and then he entered number 4, being eliminated by Oba Femi. Like, damn, that's crazy. Um, but I mean, like he was in Raider Rumble. Like that's something that I did not know. That I have found out. Um, like way later. Um, I mean, like he was in the WCW video games. He was in like all the rest of like WWE games. He's got a son, Dominic. He's got Aaliyah. He Oh man, like it's some things that like there's a lot of stuff that I could go into, but it's like I don't really want to do that. Because like there's like a lot of stuff that you could just watch for yourself or see for yourself. But I'm gonna try to go over the Triple A, and all the other titles that he's won outside of WWE. So he was a one-time Mexican national trio champion with Octagon and Super Munico. Super Munico. Okay. He was a Mexican national weather welterweight champion. He won the 2015 Lucha Libre World Cup with Masterpiece, which is Sin Cara? Or no, Mystico. Sorry, Mystico. And Alberto El Patron. Triple A Hall of Fame class of 2007 and Technico of the Year in 2015. He was the World Heavyweight Championship champion at the Clash, which is another Mexican promotion. DDT Pro Ironman Heavy Metalweight champion one time. Lucha Underground Trios champion one time with Dragon Azteca Jr., which is Rey Harus, and Prince Puma, which is Ricochet. Um, Pro Wrestling Illustrated ranked number 4 of the top 500 in 1999, and then 2003 it was number 56. That's crazy. A 5-time WCW Cruiserweight Champion, a 1-time Cruiserweight Tag Team Champion with Billy Kidman, a 3-time World Tag Team Champion with Billy Kidman, Conan, and Hutu Guerrera. The WWA light heavyweight champion 3 times, a tag team champion with Rey Mysterio Sr., and a welterweight champion 3 times for the WWA. WWC World Junior Heavyweight Champion, And then all these accomplishments in in WWE. So a one-time WWE champion, a two-time World Heavyweight champion, a two-time Intercontinental champion, a three-time United States champion, a three-time Cruiserweight champion, a four-time Tag Team champion, one time with Edge, one time with RVD, one time with Eddie Guerrero, and one time with Batista. A SmackDown Tag Team champion with his son Dominic. Royal Rumble winner, the class of 2013 Hall of Fame, uh, championship competition tournament in 2007. Okay. He was on Team SmackDown for bragging rights in 2010. Who remembers that pay per view? The winner of the WWE Championship in 2011, which that was the one time WWE Championship run. The 21st Triple Crown champion and 21st Grand Slam champion. And then Wrestling Observer. So we have Best High Flyer from 95 to 97, and then 2002 to 2004. That's awesome. Best Wrestling Maneuver in 95, a flip dive into a Frankensteiner on the floor. That's interesting. Okay, that's gotta be seen to be believed, I guess. Match of the Year in 2002 with Edge versus Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle for the WWE Tag Team Championships and No Mercy. That was the finals of the WWE Tag Team Championship tournament at that year's No Mercy, which all-time classic match, by the way. Most outstanding wrestler in '96, rookie of the year in '92, worst feud of the year in '08 with Kane, which that's not wrong. And then Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame in class of 2010. So he's wow. There's a lot of lucha de espiritus here, or like winners and loser thing. Um, like every time like he put his mask on the line, but then it's either a hair or a mask or something. I think Mysterioso. That's okay. I thought it was somebody else. Okay, so there was the Halloween Havoc one, Super Brawl 9, No Mercy. That was '08. That was '08. Wow. Okay, so Mysterio versus Chris Jericho at the Bash. That was the infamous. I think it was. Wasn't it? Was yeah? No, it was. Oh, I thought it was No DQ. Wasn't it No DQ or No Holds Barred? I think it was No Holds Barred. Yeah, or no, it's just for the championship. Okay, I think the match that I'm thinking of is Extreme Rules. Yeah, it was Extreme Rules. That what I was thinking of. Yeah, because there was no holds bar between Mysterio and Jericho for the title at that Extreme Rules that year. So that is the end of the Career Dives episode for Rey Mysterio Jr. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I did. Kind of going over all the championships and how it became to be, like how he got his name and all that stuff. That's kind of cool, actually. So, if you made it to the very end of this video, we do really appreciate it. And if you want to follow us on all social media links in the description below, which will take you to our Linktree page, which will take you to our Instagram pages, Twitter pages, the podcast Reddit pages on there, my gaming YouTube channel is on there. And tonight's song of the night, it is going to be a Hailstorm song. Yes, Hailstorm. And the song I am going to choose, it is going to be Love Bites, and So Do I. There's a music video for it. And, yeah, that's it. And I will see you guys next Thursday for another episode of the Reckless Paradise Podcast. Peace.